Good evening.
Hello, Kathleen. You're wearing my favorite color.
I know, Bethany, we kind of like have the same vibe going on here.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Did we both show up as like Steve Jobs versions of ourselves?
That's amazing. Wait.
That's really funny.
I
I'm
feel like I need.
doing this thing that all the kids are doing, where it's like the high pony with the shit on the side.
Yeah, with the with
Yeah.
the, with the waterfall, the
Yeah, with the
waterfall
waterfall.
half. Yeah, that's
That's
really
Bethany.
funny.
These circle necklaces, it's so funny.
What does your circle say?
My circle is a K and an
Uh-huh.
S and my parents' birthstone.
Aw,
What's yours?
my circle
Does it say
is
life's a
a
bitch and then you die?
no, no. It's a recreation of a signet or something from a Norse Viking ship they found buried underground at one
Yeah,
point.
normal. Okay.
So,
Uh,
hi
what
everyone.
what is going on tonight?
Zaida, fresh off of being on a previous stream,
Oh,
watching Dennis play Dante's Inferno. So
oh,
Zaida's
Dennis.
like super supporter tonight. Zaida, shout out.
Is Dennis doing the video game action tonight?
He is,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. He is. He does it every Tuesday night. I think he's gonna do it tomorrow. We're doing it Thursday. Yeah.
Every
Oh, Michelle was there
Tuesday.
too. Gray was there too. Oh, you all are so wonderful.
Oh,
Lauren.
Courtney says that we look like Mary Kate and Ashley. I
Except for
might cry.
smiling.
I might cry.
I was giggling, Kathleen, when you rang me up to join the
Hmm.
stream
Yeah.
because I was on BuzzFeed looking at screenshots of moms not understanding technology. And it's so cute. And there was this one mom who responded to her own text. So she texted, "You home, hun?" And the kid said, "Yeah." She said, "Kay, how was your day?" And then she responded, "Fine." We're getting the dreaded Sprint upgrade.
Oh, that's really sweet.
So sweet.
That is really kind.
That's gonna be me. It is me. I'm
Mhm.
basically that's me now.
Yeah, it is. um, I bought my nephew, he's in high school, I bought him a microphone because I'm like, hey, maybe you want to be a podcaster. Amazon had microphones on sale. And my sister-in-law was like, that's funny because I'm his tech person. he's, he's like not at all techie and he's 15. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's
Wow.
funny. I wish my mom was my tech person.
I know. I wish my mom was my tech person too. Somewhere in my phone, I have a recording of my mom watching the VMAs with me. Like it was for, I don't remember which radio station it was for, but it was like a bit we were going to do. We ended up not doing it, but it's like my mom and me drinking wine
Yeah.
and my mom being like, "Oh, Drake is late to the VMAs. Well, that's what you get for leaving late. You're stuck in traffic. Well, that's what you get for being late."
That would be me,
It's very charming.
late to the VMAs. Hmm.
What are people saying? Jess said they're currently awaiting food delivery because a restaurant literally canceled our
Oh,
reservation. Well,
I
that's
hate that.
was like a famous person gonna take your table? Why do places
Mm.
cancel reservations?
Jeremy Piven. Maybe it was Jeremy Piven.
Jeremy Piven canceled a date with me.
I know
My
that.
my favorite dating story.
Tell it. Please tell this date. I haven't heard it in a while.
I met Jeremy Piven working on a red carpet at our old job,
Yeah.
and he was like kind of flirty,
Hmm.
and then he slid into my DMs, and I didn't
Oh.
respond because I
Hmm.
was like, that's not actually Jeremy Piven.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Hello, like why are you not responding to me?" I was like, "I didn't think it was you." He's like, "No, it's me. Are we gonna hang out or what?" So we
Yeah.
exchanged phone numbers. He texted. We set up the date,
Yeah.
and then the day comes of the date.
Uh huh.
I show up. I text him,
Ah.
"Hey, I'm upstairs, like just so you know when you get here."
Hmm.
And to his credit,
Yeah.
he could have just ghosted,
Yeah.
but he did text back and said, "Oh my God, I completely forgot. I'm on a plane on the way to England."
Mm. Mm.
And I was
Natural.
like, "Oh, that's fine." And I had a lot to do that night anyway, so I was frankly a little bit relieved. But that's my Jeremy Piven dating story.
The true miracle of this story is how do Jeremy Piven's hair plugs look so good?
You
So
know what? They
good.
do a good job.
That,
I
I
didn't
mean,
even know he had them.
Yeah, flawless. Oh, you have to look back at some of his earlier work in the early 90s and then his hair now, and you're like, wow, did you reverse age?
Yeah.
Hair plug technology
Yep.
is outrageously good. I mean, it's
It's
very
super good.
expensive,
Yes.
but it's incredible what doctors can do.
Yeah. John Cena's hair is thick and luxurious. It's like
Yeah.
floopy and long.
Has anyone seen that new John Cena movie where he's on vacation and he's married to a girl that's probably too young for him, and they're like annoying this very this black couple the whole time on the beach, and so it's like the white couple annoying the black couple, black couple is like, why can't we get away from you, and the white couple is like, let's be friends.
Oh, no.
And that is the premise of the whole movie, Bethany.
Is it good?
No, I haven't seen it. Has anybody seen it? It's on Hulu.
Has anyone seen it? It's on Hulu. Hi, Chelsea. Kathleen, speaking of things you've seen, I finally saw the commercial you were talking about, I think on the podcast a couple weeks ago. It looked like a really good TV show or movie.
For Merge Mansion?
For Merge Mansion, because the actress, freaking Misery is in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a movie. I would watch that movie. It's an app.
Go look up the trailer on YouTube, and people are commenting like, Netflix needs to jump on this.
Yes, the only thing that makes you think it might not be real is that the actress is wearing like a weird wig. And that's the only thing that makes you think this might be an app, but the rest of it is so good.
One of the cartoon trailers, Grandma gets arrested and the cop car is driving away with Grandma on the back, and she puts her hand to the glass and her palm says, he's alive. And the granddaughter is like, ah!
That's so exciting. What's the name of the actress who plays the grandma in the live one?
I don't know.
Misery. She's from Misery.
That is the cartoon version with the hand and that says, I'm alive. Oh, speaking of Hulu, are you familiar with the actress
Kathy Bates? Thank you, Leah. Sorry.
Oh, Kathy Bates. Are you familiar with the actress Daisy Edgar Jones?
No.
She's been in a handful of things on Hulu. Most recently, she was in Normal People, which is a Sally Rooney book adaptation. She is in this new one on Hulu called Flesh. Has anybody seen this? Bethany, no. I don't want to give too much away, but it's about this guy who dates girls and makes them fall in love with him very quickly. And he's like, let's go away on a weekend vacation. Let's go to Cottage Grove. And they're like, yeah, I definitely want to go to Cottage Grove. And then he gets there and he's like, I checked traffic. Let's just go to my house and we'll get an early start in the morning. So they go to his house. Of course, there's no cell phone service. And then he traps them and he harvests their body for meat.
Oh, man.
He sells human flesh. There's like a market for it, and he is the premier distributor of human meat. And he keeps them alive so he can harvest them like leg, by torso, by breast, by buttocks. One girl gets her buttocks cut off.
It's a comedy thriller. It's called Fresh. It does not sound comedic.
Fresh. Oh, I thought it was called Flesh.
Which would also make sense. Yeah. Noah, a young woman trying her hand at online dating, has become increasingly disillusioned with dates due to the men she interacts with not having general decency.
Yes.
So then she meets a guy named Steve. They hit it off and have sex. And then he invites her for a week away. And then she goes. And she spends the evening at his luxury home. And then they have a cocktail. And then she gets drugged.
Yep.
Where's the funny part?
Well, I think she bites off his dick at one point.
That's not even funny.
Rubs toothpaste in his eyes to get away, but he gets mad at her and he puts her under and he chops her butt off.
This doesn't feel like fun.
It
has an 81% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I'm telling you, even though I basically just told you the whole premise, it's really worth watching. It's so good.
How gory is it?
Yeah.
I mean, you haven't seen it, so I don't know.
Sebastian Stan is really good.
Huh.
Yeah. It's
sweet.
It's pretty gory. No, it's not that gory. It's not that gory.
Gray makes a good point. Sweeney Todd only goes that way because there was no meat.
Yeah.
You know? Well, they didn't have any meat.
They keep showing like the meat getting delivered and all of these like creepy guys in dark rooms like sauteing and cutting up their human meat and eating it with pasta.
You know, we were talking, not you and I, Dennis and I were talking about this. We were walking the other day. We saw, now they're like in New York, at least posting on bus stops, giant posters of realtors like sitting with each other, either on steps of the neighborhoods they've gentrified or like in their own homes.
Yeah.
And they're like, you can trust us because here we are as realtors. We're real people too. There's this couple, it's like a husband and wife, and they're both silver foxes. And they're sitting together. They're both beautiful in their 60s on like a luxury couch in their beautiful gray toned living room, sitting looking at the camera, like trustworthy, pleasant faces.
Yes.
And I looked at Dennis and I said, I don't trust those two people.
Why?
Because they are like this pleasant looking white couple, very pulled together in a very luxury home. And I said, they look like the kind of people who have so much money that they're bored and they hunt people for fun.
They do. Yeah.
Like they have a party where all of their really rich friends come and they hire someone to round up people, like homeless people, and then they like let them into the forest and play the most dangerous game.
Yes.
They're like that kind of rich. I don't trust them.
Yep, Bethany.
I don't like them.
Called The Hunt.
The most dangerous game.
Yeah. Oh, the most dangerous game, The Hunt.
Yeah, hunting people.
Here's the thing about realtors in New York. I just learned this today. I don't know if you responded, but I was texting you about my friend Lauren and how you should never move.
Yes, I saw that as I was doing my makeup and I forgot to text you back, and I am sorry.
Because you famously live with your land people, and
and
you don't have a management company. So my friend Lauren has a management company. Bethany, she lives in a pretty decent sized New York apartment. She got it during COVID, so she was able to get something bigger than what she would have normally paid. She had a roommate before this. Moves into this apartment. She's like, yeah, I'm psyched. It's only $3,200 a month. Only. Or I think it was 32 and she got it for 28 or something like that.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Anyway, the person that was in there lost their job and they had to move away. So COVID is now over. Prices of Prices of apartments in New York City are spiking. It's been all over the news. Her management company is trying to raise her rent 45%. Okay, get this. So she starts looking for other places. She finds one in her price range. The only caveat, Bethany, there are $8,000 of realtor fees, of broker's fees. $8,000. And New York was just about to pass a law for broker's fees right before COVID, and it didn't go through because COVID hit. And so now broker's fees are still allowed. They haven't passed that law. And a lot of people, like my friend Lauren, are facing this thing where they have to move, but why bother? Because then they're going to be hit with huge broker's fees and they're fucked anyway. Anyway they go.
That's great. Yeah. So Aubrey, New York is like this weird thing where often you need not necessarily a realtor, but a broker who does the same thing a realtor does. Like they get you the walkthrough of the apartment. Like they talk to the apartment people's broker, and the broker and broker work it out. And then you have to pay a certain percentage of like your rent to the broker. That's the thing. It's like my rent is so high because I got this place when I was making a lot of money. And I have been like, I need to cut down expenses right now. But now it sounds like the cost of finding another place might not even make it worth it.
It probably is not worth it. That's what I'm telling you. You may want to rethink moving if you and Dennis are really thinking of moving outside of the city.
Oh my God. Yeah, I was just going to move to a different apartment, but maybe I shouldn't.
Because the management companies will get you.
Oh my God.
And there's no protection in New York City.
I'm so fucking sick of this city. I'm so done with it.
Aubrey says, that's crazy. My husband and I applied ourselves and we pay $700 a month. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
I wish. I wish. I
I know.
wish. It's like
Yeah.
to get a one bedroom, to buy a one bedroom. I think I've said
Mm-hmm.
this before.
Yeah.
Is the same as a corner, like a mansion on the water on a corner plot in Minneapolis.
Yep.
On
Oh,
the
yeah.
like on the river, you could have a mansion, or you can buy a one bedroom in New York.
It, the only way to do it is to have a roommate. And who wants to be like my friend Lauren? I think she's 37, 38. She's like,
Yeah.
I don't want to have a roommate.
Yeah.
I'm done living with people. But
Yeah.
if you want to live in New York City and you're a single person, sometimes it's the only way.
Yeah. It's so rough. Aubrey said all the nice places are going up to like $1,400 for a studio, which is so expensive. When I lived in St. Paul, I think I had a one bedroom for $800. My first apartment I had, it was a 2-bedroom with 3 people, and I paid $280 a month.
Yeah, that's what I paid in college. It was a 4-bedroom with 7 people, and I paid like $250.
Yeah, it's crazy. Alicia said, I feel we're so grateful to re-sign our lease for another year. They only raised our rent by $50, which is so nice.
Yeah.
But it's scary seeing how expensive rents and homes are here. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
A lot
like,
of times,
ugh.
if you live not in New York City, but I know in New Jersey, there's all sorts of rules. Usually your town has a local housing department where if your landlord is being unreasonable or your landlord wants to raise your rent, you can go to the local housing department and they will help you out. They'll tell you if it's a legal amount that they're trying to raise it, or if maybe your house is rent protected, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's good to know. Let's see. Jennifer said, Bethany, would you say you take advantage of living in New York City? Sometimes I wonder why I live here because I stay home so much. Yeah, no, I don't. I think the reason I live here is because the work is here. You know, like I hate Los Angeles. And so I'm here. If work wasn't here, I would not be living here anymore. I'd be gone.
I know. You know, Neil and I say that all the time. We don't go into the city, and I'm a 10-minute car ride away. And I'm always like, I would never live anywhere else than here because I love culture.
Yeah, no,
I don't take
don't
advantage
go
of that culture.
Yeah, I don't go anywhere. Because again, it's so expensive. And like if I'm paying this much in rent, I want to stay in my house and like take advantage of my house because I love my house. I love my house.
I miss your apartment so much. I miss it so much. For such a long time, I was spending like 2 or 3 afternoons a week at your apartment, and it was like my home away from home.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's so strange. David said, "Did anyone here do book club?" Kathleen, how was your book club?
Yes, it was amazing. Who in the group went to book club? I'm looking for some names.
Norma was there. Carrie was there.
Carrie, Norma, Alicia.
Carrie didn't finish the book.
Carrie only got 29% of the way through, and she's like, "Fuck this."
Dana was there. Samantha, Tina.
Is Jasmine in the group? Yeah, it was. I was telling Bethany, and I do talk about it on the podcast that's coming out this week. We picked a book that nobody really liked, and we watched the movie. We had a watch party for the watch movie the night before, and there were so many interesting perspectives and different takes on the book that I didn't have, that I walked away feeling totally different about the book just by listening to other people's perspectives of the characters. And that truly it's the reason that people have book clubs, you know, to be like enlightened like that, right?
This is so funny. Dana said, my parents were visiting and could hear everything, and my dad thought I had all these super smart friends.
Oh, Dana.
That's so funny.
That's really funny. Dana didn't see the movie. Dana, are you going to watch the movie after book club? Did we convince you to watch it or not watch it? Samantha, I'm zooming in on your picture. Yes, Samantha was there. Samantha is a therapist, right, Samantha? Yes, you're the therapist. And Samantha had some really interesting input that nobody else in the group thought of. So everyone's like, Samantha, give us your therapist take on these fucked up characters.
Ooh, what was one thing that Samantha, either you can say or Kathleen, do you remember something like really insightful?
Yes. Samantha was able to identify a character that was being abused that nobody else thought of.
Wow. Well, that points, that also, like, I know you mentioned on the pod this week, Kathleen, that the author is was a little kooky.
Wackadoodle.
But it also points to her skills as a writer and as someone who is able to notice and like see how people treat each other. And
and
I don't
like
know.
20 of us read the book, and Samantha was the only one who brought that up. She was the only one who thought about it, and that is why we all need therapists.
Yeah. God, we all need therapists often just to handle the people in our lives who don't go to therapists. So last week I stole some content from Reddit and repurposed it for this live show, and I feel like it was really fun.
Yeah, let's do it again.
So I kind of want to do it again. Yeah. So this is Buzz. So this is me using BuzzFeed, who used Reddit.
Okay.
So like Reddit really just did it.
Yeah.
And Samantha said, to be fair, I do specialize in trauma therapy. Okay. So
that's fair.
You know. Okay. So on Monday, Reddit user Blue Pillow asked, people who work in the airline industry, what are some things you think everyone should know about flying?
Oh.
Is there anyone in the chat who doesn't like to fly, or who is afraid of flying, who has never flown, who loves to fly, who can fly?
I would love to take a flight with somebody who's never been on a plane before.
Yeah. Is that the plot of what? French Kiss or whatever that movie with Meg Ryan is?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I've ever seen French Kiss.
She's sitting on a plane and she's panicking, and someone talks her through it, but so she doesn't even realize that they took off, and then they fall in love or something.
Oh, that sounds like a movie I would really like.
I think you'd like it. Let's see. People in the chat love flying. Gray loves to fly. Norma
says they take the window seat all the time, and I love watching the plane go up and land.
Leah, I'd love to fly
no
more.
For me.
The takeoff is rough. Yeah, I agree. Hate the takeoff and landing. I'm flying anxious. Yeah, I fall asleep before takeoff. Yeah, I do the same thing. Okay, so here are some of the responses. Former pilot here. Turbulence will break your nose or your neck before it knocks the plane out of the sky. Buckle up when the light is on, and take comfort in the fact that turbulence hasn't crashed a plane since the 1970s.
Really?
I didn't realize that. Huh. This person, Dare Softschubser, said, the reason you're supposed to open your life vest outside the aircraft in case of an emergency ditching is so that you don't float upwards while still inside the plane. This will trap you and increase your risk of drowning. Always open them up outside or immediately before you leave the aircraft, should you need to evacuate.
Oh, that's why it's got the little hole, like the little straw.
Yeah. Tap it with two fingers.
Oh, and then you don't blow it up until you're outside.
Yeah, exactly. It's weird. There's now a lot of times they do videos showing you all the safety stuff instead of the flight attendants doing it, but they still only tap and blow. They don't actually inflate the thing. I'm like, you could inflate the thing.
Yeah, it's a video. Show us how
you're filming
this. It's inflated. David said he just watched Red Eye this week, and that is such a good movie.
Oh man, I need to rewatch that movie.
I watched that movie for the first time like the night before I had a flight the next day.
No, bad call. Lauren said, I love flying, but turbulence really freaks me out. Yeah, hasn't caused a crash since the 70s. Let's see. Both pilots are equally qualified. The captain just has more responsibility and usually more experience. We trade off who's flying and who is monitoring the radios every other flight. Didn't someone at TSA just stop a pilot before he flew a plane because he was wasted?
Really?
I feel like I heard that.
Do you know, to work in the, what do they call the control tower at the airport?
Like flight. This is air
traffic control.
Air traffic control. Thank you.
Wait, let me Google this to make sure. But I think that there is an age cap on air traffic control. Let me see. Age cap.
Oh.
Air traffic controller.
I hear it's such a stressful job.
Because you could, after 35, you can no longer be air traffic control.
But younger than that, and you're so stupid.
Yeah, because your eyesight is just naturally gonna just, it gets worse just from aging. 35, that's it.
So it's all babies up there.
So what do you do? What do you do after that? Can you retire? No.
I don't think
Air
so.
traffic
Not on
controllers, they don't retire until age 56. But what do you do? What do you do after age 35?
That's really strange.
Maybe you take a different job within the company. I don't
Yeah,
know.
maybe. Yeah, maybe. Let's see. There's very little we can actually do to make up time. The longer the flight, the more we can do, but still we're talking 5 to 10 minutes, not an hour. There are
Hmm.
no parachutes on commercial flights, so please stop asking. Parachutes require training on how to use. Accidents rarely happen midair, therefore having them wouldn't make sense. Let's see. Interfering with the air crew is a felony. If you have
R-
grievances, you can address them with the airline after you disembark.
My favorite viral videos are when there's somebody belligerent on the flight and then the police have to come on and take them off and everybody's like, yeah, get that asshole off.
There's a lot of people in the chat who get wasted and take a Xanax before they fly.
I can't. You're already so dehydrated. How do you live? Like, I'm flying in a couple of days, and my nutritionist today was like, you need to drink 100 ounces of water every single day, 5 days before you fly.
Jesus. Not joking. This person said, we fly with broken shit on the airplane all the time. We have a list that tells us what can be broken and still be able to fly safely and legally.
It sounds like podcasting.
Yeah, no, it's true. Speaking of drunk pilots, this person says, don't make jokes about the pilot drinking. Oh, I didn't see you at the bar last night, har har. We then, for safety and make sure there is no doubt, will take a blood alcohol level test to show we are stone sober. It makes shit unnecessarily difficult.
I heard this crazy story about this woman who was out at a bar for like 6 hours and she ate at the bar. She had pasta. She had 2 beers the entire time she was there. So
Yeah.
2 beers in 6 hours is not that much.
No.
She's driving home. She gets pulled over because she has a broken taillight. And for whatever reason, they decided to give her a blow test, right?
Yeah.
She blew off the charts, like where the point where she shouldn't even be able to stand up or she's basically dead. So she's literally acting fine. And the police officer is like, we're going to take you to the hospital. They take her to the hospital and she has some sort of stomach thing where she's making alcohol in her stomach. And
yeah,
so
I've heard of this.
her tolerance is so high that even though her blood alcohol level is like, skyrocketed, she lives like that all the time. So that is what normal feels like to her.
She's like permanently wasted all the time.
Yeah, permanently wasted.
Yeah. It's like something where you like the carbs in your body turn like ferment or something, and like your body turns it into booze. It's like how koalas are always high. This person said in most European airports, you can enter the business class security lane with any ticket, not just business. It scans. This is interesting. Your taste buds, are reduced by 30 to 60% on flights. So more salt and seasoning are added to the food so it doesn't seem bland. That might also be the reason so many people crave tomato juice or Bloody Mary mix only on planes.
I do. I love drinking tomato juice on the plane.
I had no idea.
Except when I'm listening to infectious disease podcasts and then I throw up. Which happened.
This person said, I want people to put their names, addresses, and destinations on their luggage. If the tag comes off and you didn't give any other info, we're just relying on how well you remember the look and contents and how well the person who ends up with your bag documents all that shit.
That's why you got to put the identifying ribbon.
Yeah, the identifying ribbon for sure. Let's see. I don't know. Don't wear a butt plug during your flight. I've seen some unfortunate things happen due to that.
Why would anybody wear a butt plug during the flight?
I mean, some people are into some stuff.
But
I don't know.
Is it to keep your poop in and so you don't have to
I think
poo
it's
on
just
the plane?
It's like
Sexual
for your pleasure. Yeah.
Huh.
Flying is hands down safer than driving.
It is, yeah.
As pilots, we don't mind if you say hi either before or after, small kids and big kids alike.
Liz says that the butt plug makes turbulence more enjoyable.
I mean, look, you never know.
Dana says she uses a rainbow shoelace from the 90s as her identifier. Yes.
That's good.
That's a good one. What do you use, Bethany, for your identifying ribbon?
I don't use a ribbon. I have a pretty identifiable suitcase.
Okay. Yeah.
But I also have like a pretty identifiable luggage tag. So like the luggage tag is like hot. It's a hot pink British flag. So it's like the British flag, but instead of red, it's hot pink. And like it has flowers on it. It's like it's very like high school, but yeah. Max says, I
Let's.
always wear a butt plug. You don't. Um, you know what?
Hmm.
I don't know. I actually haven't checked in a while.
Mm-mm.
So
You
I'll have
know,
to look.
there's the Museum of Sex in New York City. I think it's
Yeah,
on Fifth Avenue and 24th Street or something.
something like that.
25th.
Yeah.
I love walking by because the hand blown glass butt plugs in the display, they're so beautiful, and they're always set up in rainbow colors, and I'm like,
Oh,
look at all the
yeah.
beautiful colors.
The Museum of Sex is so funny because it's so kind of scummy.
Yeah, I've never been, but I've been on the outside.
I've been once. We went again, like for the radio station for
Yeah.
something, and
Mm-hmm.
there was like a bouncy room, but all of the things you could bounce against were giant breasts, but they were all like taped together with like duct tape. You could just see that they'd been punctured so many times, and like parts of them were sticky, and
Oh.
it was like really, I
Oh.
felt
Yeah.
like it hadn't been cleaned in a while.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
it was fine. It was
Like
fine.
pulling over and getting a random motel room on the side of the highway. You're like,
Yeah.
this'll do, but I'm gonna keep my shoes on.
Yeah, I'm like every once in a while, like their marketing team is amazing because every
Yeah,
once in a while I'll see an ad like on the subway or something. I'm like, oh, whatever that is, it looks really cool, and then it's for the Museum of Sex, and I'm like, oh, it's probably sticky.
yeah,
So Kathleen,
probably is.
you're traveling soon.
I am. I'm flying. I'm going away with my friend, and I am excited to go away. I haven't been away in a while.
When do you
Uh,
leave?
I
You want to
leave on
say
Thursday.
Thursday? Okay.
Neil is staying here, which my
Okay.
aunt is always horrified when I take a trip without Neil. She's like, husbands and wives are supposed to travel together.
No,
I'm
that's
like,
how you stay together. Is separate
yeah,
trips.
separate trips. We, Bethany, you and I used to have a colleague who was on in the afternoons. He was my favorite person ever. Um, and he and his wife exclusively only took trips without each other. And that is that she liked doing certain things, he liked
Yep.
doing certain things, and that is how they kept their relationship
Yeah.
alive.
And it's cool if you can both agree on that, that's
Mm-hmm.
wonderful, you know?
Mm-hmm.
My first radio boss, he and his wife never ever ever went on the same flight together because they had children and they were like, well, if one of us dies, we can't both die.
That's
And so they
crazy.
had never flown together.
I've never thought of that.
Yeah, me either. And it was like they were very strict about it, like very serious about it. They didn't
Mm-hmm.
it was like, no, we don't fly together. No one should fly together. So
I am a pretty dark, fucked up person. That thought has never even crossed my mind.
it's a little bit like what do they call the one person kept out of like big government meetings? There's the designated survivor, I think it's called.
Oh yes.
So if
Mm-hmm.
someone like bombs the Senate,
Yeah.
one man, Kiefer Sutherland, is kept alive
Yes.
and can run the government.
What movie was I watching the other day? It's about the 2008 economy collapse, like the day that it all happened. It was
Oh,
on Netflix. Kevin Costner. No, oh, who's the one that used to be on House of Cards? The one who had
Kevin Spacey?
Kevin Spacey stars in it. Let me see if I can remember the name of it. Kevin Spacey, finance movie. Anyway, there's one part of it where Kevin Spacey is about to be told very sensitive information, and he is so wise that he is like, I do not want to hear this information because anybody who knows this will have a greater chance of being fired. And he walks out of the room. I would never have that willpower.
Oh, I just
I,
want the gossip.
I know. I would be like, tell me right now. Like,
Tell
it wouldn't even
me.
occur to me that whomever knows this will probably be fired for just knowing it.
David watched it too. It's called Margin Call.
Yeah, maybe that was it.
Margin
Uh,
Call.
about it was sort of like about the Lehman Brothers. Like it's about like an
Oh,
unidentified finance company. Anyway, it was a good
yuck.
movie, but very sad. Yeah.
Emma said in college, my friend and I decided the fundamental difference between us was that she always had her nails done and legs shaved in case of a hookup. And I always had my nails done and legs shaved in case of an accident and I died. Absolutely. Does everyone have their photo picked out for when they go missing? The photo
I
that's shown on Dateline?
I need to get on it. I do.
My hair is much shorter and I
Mm-hmm.
look better than I've ever looked in my life. So they'll
Mm-hmm.
never find me. But I want to be remembered by that photo. So it's
I
fine.
always I always sometimes do you ever look at your grid on Instagram and think, what would the news pick up? Like what which
Yeah,
of this content would they be playing over and over again?
totally, totally. And it's so sad and scary. And it's like, oh, when I took this photo, I didn't realize it was going to be the one plastered all over telephone poles.
I think about that all the time. The poor people that die
Oh,
or like
yeah.
in a tragic accident, like the one photo they keep showing over and over again.
Over and over again.
Would they even like that photo?
I know. Probably not, you know?
Mm-mm.
That's why you have to choose your photo and everyone needs to know
Mm-hmm.
what that photo is.
It's
I
it's a
It's
tragedy
tragic.
within a
I've
tragedy.
said this before. I took my passport photo.
Yeah.
I wore 2 rows of fake eyelashes
Mm-hmm.
and I contoured because I wanted it to look amazing if the government ever pulled it up on one of those giant glass see-through screens
Yeah.
and it goes, "Pshh," and there I am. So everyone knows that she's on the run and you got to find her. And the photo is always devastating,
You
just
know,
devastating. It's
if
their
you
passport photo.
if you wanted to be a chameleon, like take on a lot of different identities or whatever, how would you change the way you look to be an absolute blank slate?
I would stop. My hair would no longer be
Blonde.
white. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I would go back to this like natural sort of mousy brown.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Cut it to like here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, maybe even shorter because it's going to be all about wigs.
Yes.
And the shorter your hair is, the easier it is to get a wig on fast.
That's right. You're so
So
smart.
wigs, 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 wigs and glasses, wigs
Yeah.
and glasses, turtlenecks versus a deep plunge.
Oh.
Flats versus heels. Like change your silhouette, change your height. It's much
Oh,
easier for women to
yeah.
change our height. What would you
Yes.
do, Kathleen?
I would do my makeup so my eyes looked smaller, I think.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like make my eyes look a lot smaller.
Mm-hmm.
I would, yeah, like a medium brown. I would
Yep.
do a short haircut. See, but I have a very identifiable chin.
Yeah, that's your problem. I've always said that's your problem.
So I'd
That's
have to do something where I could hide like layers. I'd have to I don't know what kind of hair I could
like a
hide.
motorcycle helmet.
Do you think I could go in and just tie my hair like this, like a reverse Heidi braid?
You
around
could, but I feel like that's going to also identify you. She's the
Yeah.
one with the hair beard.
Yeah.
Grace said, I got my passport when I was 21. I had Bell's palsy. Oh, honey, get a new
Oh,
passport photo, you poor
yeah.
thing. Oh.
Here is the thing that people don't know about passport photos. Everybody's like, I got to go to UPS or AAA or CVS or whatever local company takes passport photos in your city. You can absolutely take your passport yourself, passport picture yourself on your iPhone because once they hand you those photos, it doesn't have a stamp of
Oh,
like
that's a good point.
a certification
Yeah.
of where it was taken. They just print it and hand it to you. And then you're supposed to like cut it
Clip,
and then
yeah.
put it in your application or whatever. You can absolutely take it yourself on your phone as long as it's a white wall behind you
Yeah.
and edit your face to look
Get
better
it printed out.
and
Because
then
you're right.
send it.
Because you're right. Like photo booths, fun party photo booths often say, and passport photos.
Yes.
Because they also print them out in a strip, which is really what you need.
Yeah. Yeah. And you could absolutely do that strip at CVS. Get your photo
Sure.
printed at CVS or whatever.
Aubrey made the good point. Make sure to change your ears or cover your ears up.
Yeah.
That's what we learned.
That's the one thing that people don't change.
Yep. Those ears.
So
Yeah, that's a good point, Kathleen.
it is spring cleaning. And so
Yes.
this is our solstice show. But it always gets me. I thought the solstice, for a long time, I thought the solstice only happened on the 21st. But then all of a sudden it started happening some years on the 22nd, some years on the 20th. Like, what day is the solstice?
I think it's always the 21st.
But Bethany, this year it was on the 20th. It was. Does anybody know?
No,
Is
I believe
anybody
you. I believe you. I'm confused as to why.
a seasons scientist?
Why
Mm-hmm.
is the solstice on different days.
Gray said that they thought it was the 21st too. Leah said that it was the 20th this year, and Liz says that Siri doesn't know when it is.
The timing of the June solstice is not based on a specific calendar. It's when the sun reaches its northernmost point from the celestial equator. So it won't always occur on the same day. So it has to do with the sun and where we are.
Oh, okay. Is there anybody in the chat who wants to share with us some sort of emotional spring cleaning that they're planning to do this season?
Who are you kicking out of your life?
Bethany, do you have any emotional spring cleaning to do?
Yeah, who am I kicking out of my life? Oh, you're right, because this was the equinox.
Yeah, it was the equinox. So
yeah, it was the equinox.
It's a cleansing period right now.
Okay. Let's see. What am I think... Man, I feel like I've taken like 17,000 steps backwards during like all of this the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just trying to like reevaluate what life looks like and what,
is important to you.
Yeah. And just like what I want to do and who is like going to be along for the ride and like is awesome and supportive and who just kind of sucks. And like, not being afraid of getting rid of people who suck, I think. Yeah. What about you? What are you doing, Kathleen?
I am working on thinking about food as a fun way to give my body fuel as opposed to something that I go to for emotional comfort. I am doing this thing where I envision myself a few months from now and I say to myself, like, what can I do today to reach that vision?
Ooh, I like that.
Also, my nutritionist has me saying something to myself because, I always delay going to bed because I have sleep anxiety. My nutritionist has me saying to myself, and this doesn't only have to pertain to like late night snacking, it can be for anything. What will Kathleen thank me for tomorrow? So what is tomorrow Kathleen gonna say? Wow, yesterday Kathleen was really smart when she did XYZ.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Has it been helping?
It has been helping a lot. Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, it's like, oh man, when we realize we don't know everything, even though we think we know everything, and then like we let ourselves admit we don't know, it's amazing. There's so much more out there that can help us, like that we would just never have thought of ourselves.
Like just like Samantha, we like everybody needs a therapist. David made the joke before that like that was a great place to insert a Talkspace ad.
Yeah, totally.
But you don't know everything yourself in the second, like the minute you let the universe help you, it's amazing.
Yeah, no, it is. It's amazing. Gray said, so snarky question. Did anyone else think of themselves and our beautiful hosts when Bethany was talking about parasocial relationships? That was an interesting conversation because I realized I think it's not like a creepy thing necessarily. Any media that you connect with on a regular level, that's a parasocial relationship.
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
Hands down. Like I have like a handful of podcasts I listen to every day. And I have parasocial relationships with all of those people.
Of course. Yeah. Gwyneth Paltrow, I Mindy Kaling, Reese Witherspoon. I have parasocial relationships with all of those people, as do people have parasocial relationships with me, and us, because it's our job.
Yeah, totally. And it's like, and it's not a bad thing. And I think it becomes a bad thing when certain expectations are not met, right? And then it becomes someone either feels let down, which is awful, or they feel offended and then angry, which can be worse. And then, they take action. Like, right, that's when it becomes like an issue.
I get mad all the time when my favorite radio show doesn't tweet me back, and that is because I'm being a parasocial asshole.
But you know what? It's still hurtful because you say they don't really get that many tweets.
They don't get that many tweets. Why can't they respond to my one tweet? Allison
Stewart, NPR.
Yeah.
So, Kathleen, what are you doing in your home? Do you have
Okay.
any life hacks, aka tips and
Yes.
tricks?
So I pulled up some weird life cleaning hacks because my house needs a good scrub, needs a
Sure.
scrub a dub dub. Okay. So here are a handful of things that you didn't know you could wash in the dishwasher.
Ooh, oh, I like this.
I put my sponges in the dishwasher. I put my
Sure.
bottle cleaners in the dishwasher. I put a lot of
Put my
stuff in there.
light fixtures that are dusty, rinse them
Sure.
off, put them in the dishwasher.
You can also do that with toothbrushes.
Ooh, yeah,
Yeah,
good,
put your
good, good.
toothbrush in the dishwasher. Okay. Not your Bruce toothbrush, please.
No,
Okay.
no.
Your nail clippers, your tweezers, and your scissors.
I never even thought about cleaning those.
I have never cleaned those things once in my life.
Me either. Never thought about it.
Okay. Hairbrushes and combs. Huh.
Sure. Yeah,
When was the
okay.
last time you bought a new brush?
Uh,
This has been a while.
yeah, it's been a while. It's been
So-
several years.
Okay. That was me recently too. I love the wet brushes with
Yeah.
okay. I realized recently that all of the bristles on my wet brush had fallen out and I had 2 bristles left and that's what I was brushing my hair with every day.
Yeah, it's time for a new one. It's time
So
for a new one.
I bought a new one. I bought this vegan boar brush bristle from Sephora, and it was a little bit more than I usually spend on a hairbrush, probably about $25. And I put it on my scalp today, and I was like, "Oh, this is what brushing
That's
your
what a
hair
brush-
feels like."
There's so many bristles.
Yeah, so many
Yeah.
bristles.
Jennifer said, I've lived in my apartment for 8 years. I've never used my dishwasher. You're missing out.
Wait,
Why
wait,
haven't you used it?
Jennifer?
Are you afraid it's going to explode?
Jennifer, you can decline the invitation, but you've been invited up to to talk
Yeah.
about it. I run my dishwasher twice a day.
I run
Easy.
mine once every 2 days or so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think having a dishwasher is one of the biggest blessings
Mm-hmm.
in this world.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Truly.
see. We used ours for storage and then took it out to put an actual cabinet. That's really funny. Yeah, dishwasher. So you just wash them by hand? So
That's-
much time.
That's bonkers. Jennifer says it's only me, so there's not much to wash. Oh, I can make a mess just by myself.
Oh my gosh, Nicole washes them by hand.
You know,
Good for you.
houses where their dining rooms are so big, where they can have dinner parties that are so large, and they have 2 dishwashers. That is what I aspire to.
That's incredible. I've actually never heard of that.
2 dishwashers, 2 ovens, okay? And
Mhm.
that's that stupid ritzy interior design podcast I listen to, Dear Alice. Sometimes they do kitchens, Bethany, where their clients are Indian or another culture where there's a lot of fragrant foods
Yeah.
that cause upholstery and other things to smell.
Oh, okay.
They will sometimes build what they call fragrance kitchens where
Oh, cool.
you only cook like the really smelly things in those kitchens, and it has its own set of like air sucker vent things to like suck it all out.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
That's cool. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, Lauren said, I've heard this too, that it uses more water to wash dishes in the sink than it does in the dishwasher.
Yes. Sure does.
2 dishwashers. A kosher kitchen will have 2 sets of things. That makes
Yeah,
sense too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something you can wash in the dishwasher: baseball caps.
That I've heard.
Really?
I've heard that. Yeah. I've also heard put the brim in a mug, but I think that's separate. I think that's just to like shape it.
Oh. Yeah, because
But
they
yeah,
get
I've heard that.
really dirty. Hats get
Mhm. So
Uh,
gross.
Your shower head. Take your shower head off and put it in your dishwasher.
Never would have thought of that.
Your makeup brushes.
I feel like that's a little too hard on them. Maybe in an
Yeah.
emergency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Potatoes.
Oh, look at that.
Put
Fun.
your- no, I feel like your potatoes are gonna come out tasting like soap. That's malarkey.
They might.
Get out of here.
If I have any like little ceramic statues or anything that are dusty, I'll throw that in the dishwasher.
I've never thought of that before.
Mhm,
Gardening
yeah.
tools, your dustpan, and your dust brushes.
Okay, maybe this is a dumb question.
Yeah.
What is the likelihood of the dust, etc., that comes off of it sort of accidentally recirculating on your dishes the next time you use it?
Maybe you should do it separately?
Yeah, but like
Question
the
mark?
next time, is there any
Oh.
residue?
There's a trap. A lot of people don't know this. You know how your dryer has a lint trap? Your
Hmm.
dishwasher also has like a crap trap.
Yeah, but then you have to clean it out and it's all sticky
Yeah.
and gross. I
Max
hate it.
says that we should cook salmon in the dishwasher. No
I've
thanks. Mm-mm.
heard that too.
No. Mm-mm. I know people say you
Um,
should make ramen noodles in the coffee pot at the hotel. No thanks.
oh, I've never heard that. Makes sense.
I'm good.
I my shower drain is now very slow. Um,
Oh.
and instead of cleaning it, because I
Hmm.
don't want to handle what I'm going to be pulling out, I'm just not showering.
Yep.
Like I'm just
Yep.
like
You doing a sponge
hosing
bath?
off. Yeah, basically. Because I just don't want to deal with it. I just noticed it yesterday, so I haven't really had to deal with much.
Hmm.
But I'm like, I don't wanna, I
Haven't
don't
we
wanna.
haven't we all been in that situation where we're mid shower and then all of a sudden our feet are now soaking in our
Too
own
wet.
dirty water?
Yeah, it's really gross. And Jennifer and Lauren, yes and yes, but I don't want to handle what comes out of it. Like,
Okay.
it's not that I don't want to do anything. It's like then you have to handle the hair and coagulated soap and like
Yep.
it's
Hmm.
gross.
Imagine. I think that this would be my what's the bottom layer of hell? Is it the
I don't
seventh layer, the
remember.
sixth layer? Yeah.
Seventh, I think.
So we should ask Dennis. He's playing the game right now.
He sure
Um,
is.
the bottom layer of hell for me might be having to jump into a big vat, like a huge vat of coagulated hair from everybody's drain.
Oh God. It's just I've told the story so many times. I've told the Frappuccino story so many
I don't
times,
think
but
I
it's
know
like,
your Frappuccino
oh,
story.
really?
Yeah.
Oh
No,
my
tell it.
God. By the way, Vanessa with 1S said there's two tricks. You could leave the water up and then pour a lot of Dawn dishwashing soap and it'll break everything up for you, or baking soda and vinegar. I've heard the baking soda
Oh,
and vinegar one. I'll
huh.
try that.
Interesting.
So when I worked at a coffee chain
Mm-hmm.
that rhymed with bar fucks,
Yeah.
um,
Uh-huh.
our drain clogged, our sink drain clogged.
Mm-hmm.
And my manager took a plunger and she started plunging it, plunging it, plunging it, plunging it, plunging it. Nothing was coming out, plunging it. And then all of a sudden she pulled the plunger away and a snake of fat came shooting out of the drain hole. It was like and like fell in the sink.
In the
And
shape,
it was
did it maintain its shape?
maintained the shape of the thing. Hi Joe, welcome.
Hi, Joe. What's going on?
And it was nothing but fat from the Frappuccino mix. That whenever there was a little bit of extra Frappuccino in the blender, we would just pour it down the drain and move on to the next drink. And all of the fat from the mix had settled in the drain
Yep.
until and I swear to freaking God,
Mm-hmm.
the snake of fat was like this long, curved, and just and it reeked so bad, and we had to like vacate the premises while she scooped it up, and like it was awful. I have not had a Frappuccino ever since.
It's like when you're watching pus popping videos,
Yes,
and the gunk inside the cyst is so coagulated
we
that
are
when
losing people left and right.
when they pop it, just that white snake
Just,
maintains its shape and come. Oh man,
it's like so awful and so satisfying, but
Yeah.
I have not jumped back that fast in my life. Bye, David.
bye, goodbye.
Yeah, that's an image I will not get out of my head soon.
We will move on to other cleaning hacks.
Yes.
But I have to leave this drain saga at this. I had to do something, Bethany, when I had just moved into my new apartment. I had to do the coagulated hair pull out of the drain, and it wasn't even my hair.
That's worse. That's worse. That's worse.
It was dark black hair. It is nothing even remotely close to mine. And
That's
it was
not your hair.
It was years of other people's hair who lived here before me built up in the drain.
You could no.
Home ownership is so fun.
That's terrible.
Okay.
Oh, that's bad.
Okay, back to things you can wash in the dishwasher. Lastly, I think this is disgusting. I would never do it, but I see the benefits. Hubcaps. They say put your hubcaps in the dishwasher.
Just hose them down.
And you just get some Dawn, put some oil breakdown soap on your, and do it outside.
Isn't that easier than unscrewing your hubcaps and bringing them? Like, that seems hard.
Very hard.
And
I would
dumb.
never do that. Stupid.
Lauren said there was so much calcium buildup when they did that to their shower. It looked like a cavern.
Oh, boy.
That's crazy.
You know, in a new life and a different life of mine, I think I would have enjoyed being a plumber. I do. I mean, okay, shit clogs, I don't know if I could deal with.
That's what I was going to ask you.
But like drains, I find it very interesting. With the right protective gear, so you don't smell anything, you don't have to physically touch anything.
You put like, what's that, chest? They put that vapor
Vicks.
rub?
Yeah, vapor rub.
Excuse me.
Bless
Under
you.
your nose. Thank you. Yeah, there are things that are like very, very satisfying.
About it. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is how you. Oh, so here are some cleaning hacks for spring cleaning that will weird cleaning tricks to make your life infinitely easier. To get dust up, just use your lint roller. Use it everywhere.
Oh, that makes total sense.
Sometimes I'll use it to clean crumbs off the counter.
Yes, totally.
It's not really eco-friendly, but it is what it is.
Look, if it's like a, I'll vacuum dust off often. But if it's, I don't know, lint works. Lint roller works.
Degrease your pans with newspaper. So if you have a big dinner party and you're going to leave everything, you stack your dirty things and you go to bed, put some newspaper in there. And when you wake up in the morning, all of the newspaper will have sucked up all the fat.
I've never thought of that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good idea. Dana made a good point. I use my lint roller for lampshades. That's a great idea.
Oh, Carrie says that they use the hand vacuum for crumbs. Yes, I do use my Dyson for crumbs a lot too. It's really helpful.
I use my hand in the floor. I brush it with my hand down to the floor. Or
do you ever wet your hand and then wipe it on the floor so you get all of the crumbs off the floor and then you rinse your hand in the sink?
No! Wait, you wet your hand and then use your hand on the floor?
Yeah. And then your hand gets all the crumbs because it's a little moist and then you just rinse it off.
Why don't you just use like a towel?
What?
Like a towel.
Yeah,
like a towel.
Then you dirty a towel.
Okay.
I
mean, no, that's fine. It actually makes sense and is very eco-friendly. Not gonna lie, I'll probably try it.
Okay.
I have eaten out of the garbage before, so like I'm not above it.
I have two. Okay. You should spray your mattress with vodka to clean it.
Oh.
Yeah, put vodka in a spray bottle, mix half a shot with some water, a few drops of your favorite essential oil, spray your mattress and let it air dry. The alcohol will kill odor-producing bacteria lingering in your mattress. That's pretty smart.
Oh, and Lauren said vodka, that's how they clean mascot costumes. Grace had tried that, didn't love it.
I used to soak my engagement ring when it still fit me. I used to soak it in vodka every now and then. In vodka? Yeah.
Why not rubbing alcohol, says Hannah. For the blinds. Grace talking about blinds, sorry.
Oh.
Okay. There's a whole blind chat.
Blinds, you can use coffee filters.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Or you can use dryer sheets for blinds.
That's great. You can use your tongue.
Mm-hmm. You can. That's why mascots are cheery, because they're inhaling all those vodka fumes. I fucking hate mascots. If you're a mascot, stay the fuck away from me.
I think they're great. I love them. You can be whoever you want to be, and on the inside, no one knows. Once I put my arm around Goofy at Disney World, Goofy had a well-defined waist. That's when I realized Goofy was a woman on the inside. Devastating.
Clean fiddly shaped bottles. Fiddly. Oh, so I guess bottles with like long necks that are hard to get into. Clean them with rice. Bottles that can be tricky to clean. If you have some rice on hand, pour a handful of raw rice. Wow. Raw rice.
Raw rose.
Make a paper funnel if you need to, followed by some warm water and a squirt of washing liquid. Screw the lid back on tight, give it a vigorous shake, rinse it out. You have a clean bottle.
Wait, warm water?
Warm water and just a drop of soap.
Raw rice and some warm water.
Yeah, and a drop of soap.
Shake.
Shake.
These are good. Are there any other ones?
Yeah. Remove pet hair with a rubber glove. To pick up those pet hairs more efficiently than ever, stick on a wet rubber glove and wipe your hand all over different surfaces. Hair will stick to the glove like a magnet. That's what I was saying. I was saying about the wet hand.
Yeah, you just do it raw dogging. You raw dog with the hand.
That is absolutely true.
Carrie said, my husband's little cousin's name is Aurora Rose. Yeah, that's Sleeping Beauty's name.
Aurora Rose.
From the Disney movie. It's like rural juror. It's the hardest name to say.
I love the name Rory, but it's really hard to say Rory.
Do you listen to Sarah Silverman's podcast?
Yeah, sometimes. I know her partner is Rory.
Yeah, and she always has to stop and say it carefully.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Because it's hard to say.
It is.
And her last name starts with an R too. Oh my God, Aurora Rose Reynolds.
No way.
God, I hope you don't have. I hope she doesn't have like toddlers. Whoa, Reynolds.
Did your sisters ever call you by a different name because they couldn't pronounce Bethany? I mean, Nicole wouldn't. She was older.
I'm trying to think.
Your youngest sister.
I don't think she did. But there have been kids who called me like Beffy was a big one. Little because and that's why we went to BB when my nieces were born, because like that's easier than the TH sound a lot of times.
Bethy. There's one guy who tweets us all the time who calls you Beth. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah,
I know, and I don't want to correct him because
bless him.
He's so nice, and everything he has to say is like, I love Beth. She's my favorite person ever.
So nice.
And one day I'm going to be like, you know her name is Bethany, right?
You know she hates being called that.
She hates.
But no, it's very sweet. It's very sweet. What is going on? I hate it when it won't look. There we go. Lauren said, I just saw TikTok today for bowls that are stained with red sauce. You put water, a paper towel, and dish soap in it, shake it up, and boom, it's clean.
Huh?
I also saw that thing that was going around on Instagram a few years ago where you took your beauty blender, you got it super wet, you put it in a mug of water and you microwaved it and it came out clean.
Yes. Yeah, you can do that with sponges too.
Yes.
Any type of sponge, yeah.
My favorite was the chick who did it and she didn't realize you had to keep it wet, so she just put her beauty blender in the microwave and it just burned. Just burned it. It all burned and cooked it.
Years ago, I had a pair of socks that I could put in the microwave. It had special beans in the socks.
Yeah.
I can't find them. And they were heavy. Where did they go? Those products always used to come out at Christmas time because you'd be in Bed Bath & Beyond and you'd be like, what do I get for my in-laws?
What do I get for the women in my life?
Yeah. Here's a neck scarf that you can microwave and it warms your body up.
Totally. That's what we got my grandma a couple years ago.
Yeah.
The one who's like just hanging around.
She's hanging around.
I think we got her like a dog that you microwaved, which is strange, but then nice because it's warm, but strange when you put it in the microwave. So that's weird.
Baby powder and dish soap to remove oil-based stains.
Oh, yeah, because the baby powder is probably very absorbent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the dish soap cuts through grease.
I once had this really cute Rachel Zoe dress. I think I still have it. It was silk. And I packed it up in a suitcase and some sort of oil, like a face oil or something, spilled on the dress. And I couldn't get it out and the dry cleaner couldn't get it out. And I put it in my closet. 2 years later, I took it out and the oil had completely evaporated from the dress and it was brand new again.
Well, that's unforeseen magic.
It is
That's,
unforeseen.
see, sometimes procrastinating pays off
It does.
because sometimes the problem works itself out
It does.
without you even doing anything.
Do you have any cleaning tricks that you always use? Like, I always hang on to old toothbrushes to use them for various things.
Old toothbrushes. I'm trying to think. Like, I have uses, like, if I know a sponge is on its last leg,
Yeah.
I'll clean, like, poisonous things with the sponge. Like, I have my flock outside.
Yeah.
I'll clean their bird bath with that sponge on the last day because I know it's, like, going to get bird flu all over it so that I can throw it away.
I do that with the old sponges in the toilet. You know, if you really need to get underneath the rim, I save the old sponges for that, and then you can toss them.
Yeah, exactly. What other tricks do I have? I mean, I said this on the podcast. I learned that my plant wasn't beautifully striated. It just had a lot of dust on it. Make sure to dust your plants.
That's a good one. Yeah, they need air, and it's like having sebum pores with the dust on your plant. They can't get all the air that they need.
Yeah, I feel bad. I'm looking at it right now. It's dusty again. I just cleaned it. It's so weird to me that living things can be so still that they get dust on them.
I take the dryer sheets out of the dryer, and the used ones, and I use them to pick up dust. Or I use them to clean like the crud out of the washing machine and like the nooks where like that crud tends to build up.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, I feel like I don't have that many cleaning tips. I don't know. I just do.
You do stuff?
I just do stuff.
Your cleaning tip is to never keep paper towels in your house.
I don't. I really don't. But then sometimes I get stuck because something really gross happens, and you're like, "What are you going to do?" You don't want to, you have to. Kathleen, you have to.
Leah says old shower puffs are great for scrubbing the shower.
Ooh.
Yep. Tori says my wife procrastinated cleaning until the house got too messy for me, and then I just did it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Courtney said our cleaning tip is to have people over occasionally, so we're forced to panic clean. Yeah. Also, if you move into a new place, schedule a party like 2 weeks from now, so you're forced to unpack.
Yes.
That's what I did once, and it worked really well. I've never had a party since. It was the only party I've ever had.
The only time Neil and I clean is when we're going to have people over.
Yep. If one of my 4 landlords says they're coming up, you have never seen me clean a hallway faster. Because I'm not supposed to have anything in the hallway.
I know, but nobody goes there. So, like, whatever.
When they do, and they see that there's like 3 bags of laundry, there's 2 entire carpets out there right now. There's a lot.
When I was renting, I always lived in fear that at any point my landlord was going to drop by and my place was not going to be clean enough.
Yeah. Or that there's like a smell you're not aware of, like, and having pets, you worry.
Yes.
That's a real thing. That's a tough one.
I decided 2 months ago that at the top of the year, I was going to be so green. I found out that Hoboken has like a composting bin where you can collect in your apartment and walk down the street and dump your bin in. And I bought a bin, and I was like, okay, these are where my food scraps go.
Yeah.
I've never put my stuff in the bin, and my food scraps have been in there. It's full now, so I put my food scraps in the trash now, and I haven't opened it up, Bethany, but if I did,
I bet you'd have soil. How long
should I go get it?
You should.
All right, I'll be
right back. You should, Susan.
I'll be right back.
Lauren said, I'm currently procrastinating cleaning by being on this live show. Yep. Courtney said, I'm supposed to be cleaning because we're having babies and babies will judge our cluttered house. But instead I'm here. That's right, Courtney. You're in the family way. When are your babies due? And do they seem like punctual babies? 4-4. Your babies are due 4-4. You have 2 babies coming on 4-4. Ah! Oh, that's a beautiful compost bin.
Oh my God, it smells so bad.
Where does it normally live?
In my kitchen.
You can smell it in the kitchen? Does that just sit out in the kitchen?
It does. Yeah, this is a corner of the kitchen that I don't go very often. All right, hang on.
Oh, you have to.
First of all, There's
It's
some
beautiful.
there's food stuck to the side there.
It's trying to get in, but it can't.
I think it's a carrot peel. I'm terrified of doing this right now.
Kathleen.
Okay?
Gray says don't open it, but I say, Gray, knock it off. Is it soil?
Bethany. Bethany.
What does it smell like? Does it smell like Diet Coke bottles?
Okay. I have to do this. I have to do this.
I'm so proud of you. You're so brave. It looks like soil from what I can see. That's soil.
Bethany.
Liz said, good thing you're wearing a turtleneck. Oh, is that gelatinous?
Yes.
It's like a gel?
Yeah, it's gelatinous. Can you see this?
Oh my God.
I'm taking a walk as soon as this podcast is done.
Courtney said throw it out the window.
Bethany, this smells so bad right now.
Dana said you have to turn it from time to time. Do you have a spoon?
I'm supposed to put a spoon in there?
You're supposed to turn it. Emma said to kill it with fire.
I bet I cannot. I don't get ashamed of myself often. I'm ashamed of myself right now.
Why? It's a compost bucket. That's what it's supposed to do. Dana said it just needs to be mixed. But after a while, you'll have like black soil that you can use for your gardening.
Oh my God.
Lauren said give it to the HOA guy.
Alex, he's so nice though. But like he's nice but mean. He's like a Starbucks, a Sour Patch Kid.
Dana's right. So we had a giant compost heap growing up. Yeah. And you have to turn it. And then eventually it all breaks itself down and it just turns into black soil.
Okay, well, I'm going to go dump it at the local place where I dump it as soon as I get off of this show tonight. I can't believe that that's happening.
Someone said put it in the freezer, someone said earlier.
I have had people over. I think that I've been so nose blind to that smell in my own kitchen. And I've had people over and they think I'm a trash bucket, which I am.
I don't think they think that. You can ask them, hey, did you smell something weird? Fun fact, it was my compost bucket. I have never forgotten this. I learned this on Reading Rainbow growing up.
Okay.
There was an episode where there was like a gardening guy and he took like some pieces of garbage, like a banana peel and some garbage, and he mooshed it in his hands really hard. And he opened his hands and it was soil. And I remember doing that as a kid and it worked. And that's how I learned how composting works.
Wait, you take a banana peel.
Take garbage, so like natural garbage, like a piece of a banana peel, like an onion rind and like some strawberries and like some other stuff, just your coffee grounds or whatever. Yeah. And put it all in the palm of your hand and just sort of start mashing it together, rolling it and mashing it together. And when you open your hands after a little bit, it will not very long, like maybe 30 seconds, you'll have black soil in your hands.
Interesting.
It's fascinating.
Oh, well, speaking of coffee grinds, if you have coffee grinds that you put them in the fridge or a room where there's a smell and it sucks the smell up. It's great in like near a litter box.
Oh, good.
You just have to change it out, every 2 days or something because coffee grinds will grow mold. They're great in composting bins too because they suck up the smell in the composting bins.
That's good to know. Alexandra, can you see us? Alexandra's asking if the live dropped. I mean, it wouldn't be a live show if it didn't drop at some point.
Alexandra, is the internet out in San Diego? By the way, Alexandra, happy belated birthday.
Happy belated.
I saw your birthday pictures. You are stunning. I have met Alexandra in person when I was visiting my brother in San Diego once. We met up.
Alexandra. Yeah. Good for you for being stunning. Leave some for the rest of us.
She is stunning.
Grace said, we used to keep coffee near the Yankee candles to clean your nose. Yeah, and like perfumery places, they'll have you sniff the coffee beans betwixt smelling the perfumes.
Speaking of perfume, so Amanda Bynes today, her conservatorship. Yeah. What's that word?
Conservatorship?
Conservatorship is over today.
Wow. Okay.
9 years.
Wow.
She's been under conservatorship. And she has her Instagram bio just says, "Stay tuned for my fragrance," or something like
Yeah.
that. And
Yeah.
she got a tattoo of a heart on her face,
Mm-hmm.
and now she's getting it removed.
Yeah. I think that's a
Hmm.
good idea.
I've been reading all about her lately.
I think that, man, and people are thinking Britney is pregnant.
Oh, really?
Because she posted like a picture of her stomach, and I think she posted the caption was like, "Mommy, get me out," or something. It was like pretty on the nose.
Britney Spears cracks me up. Her like just no reason dancing, just dancing every day.
Because it's all she could do.
I'm
She was
here
like
for it.
trapped in her home. She wasn't allowed to do anything or go anywhere. You
Yeah.
would die of boredom. She's always been a dancer first.
Yeah,
She's always been a dancer 1st.
Mhm.
Like, her dancing is incredible. Her performance at the VMAs doing "Oops, I Did It Again" in that skin tone bedazzled bodysuit.
Yeah.
My God, she was like an animal on that stage.
I had a friend whose mom who I noticed this, and I never noticed it. Britney Spears did not put a high-heeled shoe on her foot until like 10 years after she got famous.
Really?
She wore sneakers every single event. Every time she was on stage, it was like a big sneaker. She never wore a heel. And basically, because she was a dancer, but it's really funny if you go back and look at her live performances for 10 years after she blew up, there was not a heel to be seen.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm even thinking of like the "Oops, I Did It Again" video. It always bothered me that she was wearing that red, like, plastic romper, but the bell stopped at like her ankles.
Yeah,
It was a
and
weird length.
She had the big white sneakers.
Yeah. That's crazy. That good for her, wear what you want.
Aubrey says smart girl. She's a smart girl. I saw the funniest TikTok where it was this woman and she was looking into the camera and she's going, "Before COVID, I used to get up at 4 a.m. I would have my clothes laid out. I would have my lunch in a Tupperware. I would get everything. I would go to the gym. I would work out. At the gym, I would shower. I would blow dry my hair. I would get on a train and I would get to work. So I was sitting at my desk at 7 a.m. so I could start working at 7 a.m. And I had my lunch in a Tupperware. So I never really left my desk. I would stay there until 7 o'clock at night. I'd get back on that train, come home, prep for the next day, and then I would do it again the next day and the next day." And she looks right at the camera and she's like, "The way we used to live was crazy."
It's true.
It's true.
It's true. I was getting dressed today and I was like, jeans drawer, pajamas drawer.
Yes.
Pajamas drawer. I am currently and have all day been wearing pajama pants.
Oh, Bethany. Me too.
What? Pajama pants.
Pajama pants. Yeah, it's just crazy. And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because the high heels, it reminds me of that. Like, the amount of shoes that I used to wear and the heels, like, it was crazy.
So Joe's asking, did she wear heels on red carpets? Do we know? I think she did at that, but she didn't perform in them.
Red carpets in the late 90s and early 2000s were very different than they are today. They were very casual.
They were so denim skirts.
Yes.
Like layered tank tops.
Yes.
Like you know, butterfly clips and layered tank tops, and you were good to go. And
I'm pretty sure the celebrities, they dressed themselves, unless it was the Oscars.
Yeah.
If it were a movie premiere, like something, not like a huge award ceremony, they would dress themselves.
Yeah.
Or they would have a stylist that would put them in, like, I don't know, party attire. But it wasn't at all like it is today.
I'm trying to see if here it is. I'm going to try to zoom out my family. And the guy I was dating at the time, who, by the way, looks exactly like Dennis. So I certainly had a type.
Oh, that's really strange.
This is what I wore. This was probably 2008.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's see if we can see it. Do you see that belt?
Yes.
Over my shirt.
Over your long shirt with the long necklace.
And the chunky beads.
And the side bangs.
The side bangs. That was like not sure what color hair that was.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember it was all of those.
Yeah.
Let's put a belt over our shirt.
That's what you wore.
Yeah.
I have to show you my favorite Anne Hathaway look ever.
Yes, a dress over jeans.
dress over jeans with the pointy white heels.
I love a point to it. You could always tell when I was in college, you could always tell when someone had done a study abroad in Europe because they would come back wearing a dress over jeans.
Look at that. Lindsay Lohan, dress over
Yeah,
jeans.
totally super casual.
Study abroad people all of a sudden were really into Nike sneakers too, because
Yeah.
Nike is so big in Europe. And
So funny.
Nike is very popular now, but it wasn't when we were in college. I remember wearing Puma a lot.
Puma, yeah.
Or
I think I wore Skechers because I was
yeah,
like, I don't know what's cool, but I know Skechers are for teens, and I'm a
yeah.
teen. Skechers.
Adidas. I wore a lot of Adidas.
Okay, you were cooler than I was, though.
I used to wear my my indoor soccer shoes from high school because I was like, oh, I'm sporty.
I'm the sporty friend. Joe said, I remember Kelly Clarkson on American Idol first season. Yeah, her highlights were like a ruler's width, just like straight panels, just straight panels of highlights. When you would get the cap from the home dye bag, you
Yeah.
put the cap over your head and you'd use a hook to pull pieces of your hair out.
That hurt so bad. I got that done at the salon once, and it was terrifying. And I went back the next day and I said, please cover this up.
Fix this shit.
So it's that time of the night. Does anybody have a song request for me?
No. I'm insecure about my bangs.
I'm taking your hair. I was looking at pictures of your hair, the color of your hair, because I'm just sort of over my hair, and I was like, I want my hair to look like Bethany's, but then
Do it.
know.
Go to
Yeah.
Dina. She'll do it. We have the same color hair, honey. It'll lift just as easily.
Okay, let's see. Song requests. Anybody? Oops, I did it again. Okay, let's see if they have that in ukulele.
You have it?
Oops, I did it.
I'm sure they
again.
have it.
Ukulele chords. Let's see. Oh, they have it.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, Kathleen. You got this. Your hair is on point. You're wearing the best color.
Okay.
People in the chat love you.
Thank you. I love you. I love everybody too. So I'm going to pull this up.
Courtney, you're brilliant. Courtney said, "Oh, I did it again." The Midwest remix. Amazing.
Set up my screens. Okay.
By the way, Aubrey, we're coming out with an OPE t-shirt for Twitch.
Okay.
Okay.
Make it a little bigger so I can see.
Are you going to start at the beginning with like the dun, da da dun, and the oh yeah, yes?
Oh, it's got an E. E's are the bane of my existence.
Yeah, but you have perfect little fingers. You can do it.
Okay. La la la. Here I go. I think I did it again. I played with your. No, I made you believe we're more than just friends. Oh, baby, baby. Ooh, it might seem. God, E. It
You
might
got it.
seem like
It's okay. Take your time.
Okay, first finger, second finger, fourth finger. My finger doesn't. Okay. Seem
got it.
like a crush, but okay.
Liz said you got this. Aubrey said believe in yourself.
Okay, but it doesn't. But it doesn't seem that I'm serious.
Joe said the suspense is good. Make us want it.
Okay.
Play with them.
'Cause I'm losing my senses. This is just not typically me. Oh, fucking E. Wait, hang on. I got it. If I do it backwards. Oh, baby, baby. Nope, that's not a note. Okay, hang on.
Everyone is loving this, Kathleen. Zaida says
play
you're
it.
kicking ass.
Okay, hang on. I can't, and my
You
fingers are
can.
not big enough.
You can't
It's
until
like-
you can.
It's like my legs are not long enough to run fast. Okay. Oh, baby, baby. Oops, I did. Fucking E. Oh my God. I did it again. I played with your heart, got lost in the game. Oh, oh, baby, baby. Oops, you. You.
You got it. You're doing so well.
I'm trying to reach. You think I'm in love, that I have sent from above, but I'm not that innocent.
Yay! Yay! I'm
sorry.
so proud of you.
Thanks, everybody.
Everyone's
really
so proud of
good
you,
night.
Kathleen.
I love you all.
We love you all. Thank you for
Goodbye.
supporting us.
See you later.
Mwah.